Well, fam, it's been done. We did it. On my second playthrough of Demon Souls ever, thanks to the good graces of Cthulhu, the old gods, the new Christian god, or whoever you want to credit for divine intervention, we were able to complete a no-death run of Demon Souls. And this run felt weird to me. So typically with these runs, I am like a lot more concerned than what I was with this one. This one only had like a few areas where I was actually terrified. One of which was the Dragon God, because any boss that can one-shot you at any point in the game is horrifying. And the second being any area that had copious amounts of pitfalls, drop-offs, or anything like that. As well as early game standard stuff, such as the Shrine of Storms, where I needed to get items from this area early to progress my build. And basically I was unequipped to handle a lot of what this area is meant to throw at you. We had a few run-ins with the good old laser boy that decided he was going to fry my ass, and one of them actually resulted in a death. But that's okay, because we eventually got through it, got the build we needed, and all was good to go, baby. But the way that this is a weird run is because the first time I played through this game, I had 60-some plus deaths. And that's going from that on my first playthrough to no deaths on my second playthrough is a little jarring to me. But I don't think I should be taking it as jarring as what it is. Because by nature of this game, once you learn how it functions, it is by far the easiest of the FromSoftware catalog to get a grip on, I think. And I'm just going to go ahead and say a good portion of my deaths on that first run were due to 5-1, the first part of the swamp area. And that's a topic for a whole nother video, because that area is the biggest pile of shit, both literally and figuratively, I have ever seen FromSoftware create. Miyazaki must have been fucking having a real bad day when he designed that cesspool of a cesspool and was like, yeah, this is what we're gonna subject new players to when they're expecting a one world. So the way the progression in this game works is each one of the archstones has a 1, a 2, and then a boss 3. And 1 is supposed to be basic bitch easy shit, 2 is supposed to be like the actual meat and potatoes of the world, and then you have your archdemon boss at the end. Well, 5-1 decided to throw this all out the window. I had probably 30 plus deaths on that alone of my 60. But like I said, topic for another day. Another good portion of my deaths, probably 10 of them, came from me resetting to spirit form at the Nexus, because I wanted to go for white world tendency. And before you tell me in the comments that puts the game on basic bitch easy mode, I am well aware. I wanted to do basic bitch easy mode. I also had a build in mind that required me to have pure white world tendency in one of the areas to get the dragon bone smasher, and I got that, and I was very happy with getting that weapon. It made my strength build round out very nicely, and I was happy overall with how that ran went, even with probably 40 of my deaths going to one stage or the Nexus. But again, like I said, who would have expected to go from 60 plus deaths to no deaths in a second playthrough? I certainly didn't, but it makes a lot of sense. You have to remember, this is, at its heart and core and soul, as pretty as it looks on the PS5, it is still a PS3 game by heart. And by PS3 game, I'm not meaning it's bad by any means. They polished up a lot of the clunk factor to it, so it actually plays and is like surprisingly well played and well fun to do in a present day, when games like Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne are out there that have pretty well revolutionized FromSoftware's combat and progression systems. This game still holds up very, very well. I think the things that make this game show its age are, one, enemy AI is nowhere near as punishing, it's a lot more easy to learn because most enemies only have 1 or 2 things that they do, as opposed to the 3 or 4, sometimes 5, that enemies can do in the other titles, as well as bosses only having like maybe 3 or 4 moves max, and none of them are super like hard to dodge. Most of them are very well telegraphed. The most difficult of which is probably Flame Lurker. But the game just does not hold up difficulty on an AI front, for one. And for two, the way the progression in this game works, having you have like a level-based system, and by level-based I don't mean like leveling up, I mean like worlds with levels within them. It makes it so that you can go for an optimized build path very, very quickly and very, very easily. I had a maxed out weapon for my build for that no-death run by 1.5 Archstones down. I just needed to go through Shrine of Storms to get the pure Moonstone, or Moonshard Stone, or whatever it is called. And then I needed to go through a little bit of the mines to be able to get the upgrade materials to use that weapon. We ended up going an intelligence build with the Crescent Falchion being our main damage weapon, and it was a wonderful, wonderful time. But by that nature alone, having a +5'd out Crescent Falchion, a full damage build going, because I was able to progress and put most of my points into magic early because I was one-shotting everything, so the fear of death other than from bosses was not really there. It made the game a lot more easy. And that's not a fault of the game by nature. The game is very, very good. It is one that I would highly recommend. And I'm not trying to be elitist by saying it's easy. If you had a lot of trouble with this game, it's understandable. It's a FromSoftware game. As you can see here, I'm struggling to talk and play this game at the same time. So unless you were in a situation where I was at, where utmost focus was being had, it's gonna be a difficult game. And I'm not saying that doing any build is going to net you the same results. I did do research going into the no-death run, obviously, as somebody who's doing a no-death run of all of the Soulsborne games should. And I went the most min-max route possible with the intelligence build, Crescent Falchion, all that stuff. So what do we do now? We are going on to Bloodborne with the Immortal Run. That is the next progression state, and it is one of the games that I am the most concerned about ripping a run to, just because the nature of that game is so different compared to the other FromSoftware games. It is a lot more fast-paced. The mechanics that are required in that with the enemy AI and boss AI is, in my opinion, it expects a lot more of the player, even if it does have the rally mechanic where you can regain health. It's a lot easier to get burst down in one shot in that game, so we will see how it goes. But that is the next logical step for me, just because in the Immortal Run, I don't want to save the harder games for last and end up getting dumped on 4 games into a run, where I can get dumped on 2 games into a run and just reset. But if Bloodborne does kill us, we will most likely be sticking with that and relearning that game, because I feel like it is going to be... It and Dark Souls 2 are the ones I'm most afraid of now, that I realize that Demon's Souls, while an amazing game, can be min-maxed and exploited to very, very successful ends. So, like I said, guys, Immortal Run is continuing. Check it out, twitch.tv/Billy_the_Skwid. Much love, everybody. Take care. Bye.